we're coming at you from the cab of the green pickup here. So we're on our way to the field here this morning. It is Tuesday morning, June 18th. We're going to get fuel going into the chopper. We're going to do an in-field service on it. That's the first we've done one of these away from the shop here. So we're going to get it blown off and sharpen the knives. Run the grease gun around it a little bit. We are a little farther away from home than we have been the last few days of chopping. And rather than just drive it home last night, I left it right in the field that we were chopping in. And we're going to do a service on it this morning, and then we're going to get chopping here. Alright, we're getting ready to blow the chopper off. I've got the head off over here. I ended up getting it full of fuel already while I was getting set up. I got the air cleaner pulled out. That's setting right there. I'm going to blow everything off, and then we're going to get sharpening the knives here. I'm going to use this freaking leaf blower, which I don't like using all that much. I'd rather use the big compressor that does a better job, better than that Mickey Mouse outfit there. But we're going to blow it off quick, get the knives sharpening. If we have any issues, we've got 300 gallons of water, or just shy thereof, along with a trash pump, fire hose, and all that crap. So in the event that we get any fires or anything, we can at least put it out, but we're going to try to alleviate that by blowing all this dry chaff off in there. And I'm going to run the grease gun around it quick, and the guys are going to be here in a little while to start chopping. We've got to finish that piece over there. We've got to strip down the other side of the mergers down there, and then we're going to go over to way over there, about 2 miles from here. We've got about 80 acres to chop on the other side of the valley there. Then we're going to come back. We've got a strip on the other side of the road to do that we wanted to wait until the ground dried out a little more, and then we got to do up on the mountain here. So let's get this blown off and get the knives sharpening. Alright, we've got it blown off for the most part. I mean, that machine doesn't do too bad. It gets the bulk of the material off. We blew all the front of the cutter head off, and then we're going to run through a knife sharpening process here now. You can kind of get a look at the knives there. They're in decent shape, but we're going to sharpen anyway. And just going to start the day out with a sharper knife. We've been in some new seedings, and we've got a chip out of it right there on that knife, but for the most part they're in decent shape. We're just going to run a quick knife sharpening process over the knives, and we'll set the shear bar now. Ended up blowing out in behind the cutter head as well. That black panel there is where the KP goes. I took that panel off there, and then there's a big hydraulic valve body up in behind that John Deere cover. Blew all that out. There isn't a lot of stuff that gets in there, but any sparks and whatnot that can get into this chaff can potentially start on fire. So let's jump up in there and do a knife sharpening and a shear bar set, and then while that's doing its job there, we'll blow the head off, run the grease gun around the head, and then we can start chopping. Alright, so we've just started this up. We'll run it through a knife sharpening process for those of you that haven't seen me do this before. Coming into the regular armrest control unit here, and we've got to shut our road switch off so that it'll enable the hydraulic functions to the chopper. So we're going to go into cutter head menu here, and then we're going to go into knife sharpening. Now the last time I sharpened the knives, I did 20 cycles and then 3 finishing cycles. So 20 is good for now, so we'll go ahead and go to the next step. I'm fairly confident that I can do it in 20 cycles, so I'm going to do an automatic shear bar set as well. Usually I just do a knife sharpening, check them, make sure they're of satisfactory level, and either do a shear bar set directly after, or I go through another sharpening. So we're just going to do an automatic knife sharpening and shear bar set. So that's button A here, and I'm just going to press that. Now it's going to start the cutter head up in reverse, run at about 350 RPMs in reverse, and then that knife sharpening device is going to run back and forth across the knives. We'll go ahead and look at that right now. Alright, so that's sharpening now. We're going to go over and show you how that all works. I don't think you're going to hear me that well, so that's why I'm way over here. Every time that device sweeps across the cutter head, it comes over to this left side, it hits an advancing paw and it drops that stone down 1 tooth every time it travels to the left. Alright, that's just got a few cycles left, and then it's going to automatically set the shear bar. And what that does is it spins the knife drum in reverse as well, and it pulls that knife bar, shear bar rather, back into the knives. As soon as that starts ticking on the shear bar, there's knock sensors on each side. It stops the movement of the shear bar, moves it back forward, and sets it that way so that there is just a minimal amount of clearance between the knife and the shear bar, because that's what's doing all the time. Okay, we're all greased up, ready to go. Just going to put the head back on the unit, and there's going to be trucks pulling in here any minute now. Alright, we've been chopping for a little while here now. I'm just kind of waiting for a truck. They're actually dumping the dump wagon onto truck B right now. You can see that right up there. I'll end up topping him off, and then I'm going to use the dump wagon down in on that side down in there. It's a little wet, hard for the trucks to make it up through. Jared, he had trouble getting up through here. He just left here. He had quite the load on. We can get a little more on truck 8 once he gets the dump wagon. Belt bottom there. We got Sean Murphy in this field over here. He's just coming up through this 28 degrees here. He's almost done with that one. He's got that small 12-acre piece over there that's done, and he's got 2 other pieces on the other side into that hedge going. Well, okay folks, we are just getting ready to leave here. We ended up parking for the night where we started from today. This is a 300-gallon tank on this trailer, and we didn't have only about 4 hours or so of chopping yesterday. So with what I took off of it this morning for fuel, there was more than enough to fill it for tonight. So this will stay over here. We've got about 40 acres left to chop over here tomorrow, and then we've got water right near us if we need it. We shouldn't need it, but if we need it, it's there. So I've got this all blown off. We'll do a quick walk around here quick. I ended up using the leaf blower again, which I don't like to use, but it's better than nothing. Got my knife door opened up. I can pour a little bit of water down in there in the morning. I got to sharpen the knives yet, but we can do that in the morning. Got the bulk of the material off in here. There's some left on it. There's some that you just cannot get with that leaf blower. Down in there tight to the feed rolls. I can't get that stuff out. That's why I do not like that. But I've got the bulk of the material up off that top feed roll. That's out of there. But I can't get that crap in there. So at any rate, bulk of the material is off in there. We ended up blowing out and behind the cutter head and the air filter, of course, too. So, but with that being said, folks, we're going to call it a night here, and that's going to be it for this video for Tuesday, June 18th. So we started chopping here this morning, right there. Right there. We started chopping right there this morning, and we finished up across the road, and we ended up chopping way over there, which is the sun is blinding me. So thanks again for watching, folks. We'll catch you at the next one.